What it do, what it is, what it ain't. You listen to the Get Right podcast. This is episode 1. It's your boy T. I'm with two of my homies. I got DC with me. Where you at, bruh?
Hey, what's good? What's good, bro?
What is going down, bruh? Real quick insert, man. Tell them where you from, what it do, what it is, what it ain't.
What it do? What it is? What it ain't? Man, I'm Army brat, man. Born and raised all over, bro. But Texas is my home. South is my home. The earth is my home, bro. So,
How 100,
but
100.
yeah, but right now I'm in Columbia, South Carolina. Been here a good minute, man. About 15 years, something like that. And shoot, I known T for about what a good 20 years, something like
Whew,
that. Way
yeah,
back from college, bro.
all
Yeah, we
day.
met we met in college, man. It's been day ones ever since, bro. So you know what I'm saying, and yeah, I'm just glad to be here, bro.
For sure, for sure. So I'm gonna pass it to I'm gonna call him the brain trust of this whole thing. My dog Rod, who got us together to start this podcast, man. So Rod, man, go and introduce yourself, man, and tell us what this means for you, man, starting this podcast and why you wanted to even do it, bruh. What's good?
What up, though? You already know. It's your boy Rod, straight out of Detroit, Michigan, baby. Home and home of the brave, bro. We born and raised. I'm actually living in Fort Mill, South Carolina right now. So been down here about 5 years. Man, based off of that intro, I mean, y'all got the connection. I'm more the third wheel here, bro. I'm just trying
Ah.
Never that.
to I'm just trying to be down, bro. I'm like what was my man named Popsicle on Class Act, bro? Like that's me right now. You know what I mean? No, but man, it's exciting to get this thing popped off, man. It's been in the works for probably about two or 3 years, man. That has been at least in my brain right before the pandemic hit. I was talking about doing a podcast, and it was with a different individual to start with. And we just could never link up, man. Like, ideally, I wanted to have something to fill a void. Really, I haven't been to a barbershop in probably like 20 plus years. Um, yeah, like college is probably the last time I actually went to a shop consistently. So I remember how dope those conversations used to be when I used to be in the barber shop,
For
and I learned a
sure.
lot, man.
For
Learned a hell of a lot. So I'm like, man, how can I fill that void that really I'm not getting at the moment, especially once this pandemic hit, man? It's like you would think communication would be something that enhances because you can't really be in a physical presence at the moment. So you would
hmm
think like phone calls and those type of things would go up. And yeah, like FaceTime, I have been FaceTiming a little bit more, but it still wasn't like deep conversations. Usually it's like a 5 minute conversation and, boom, you out. So I wanted to have something that we can get together and just fellowship, bro. Like really just get down, talk about what's going on, current events. We uh, it just ironically happened that we're all male, so talk about some male stuff, maybe have some female conversations in here at some point as well. So really that was the idea behind it, man. Is truly to get some things off your chest, man, and just have that open dialogue, that continued dialogue, which led to us three actually organically coming together. So it actually is probably going to work out better now than it was before, because again, it was trying to be forced, timing wasn't right. And I'm a strong believer that everything happens for a reason. So I'm excited to get
For
this thing
sure.
popped off finally. And yeah, let's get it.
Let's go, man. And I mean, I can't echo that no better, man, with having these conversations because there's so many people with walks of life that's walking the same path as us. Probably don't have an outlet to vent or just somebody to listen to. So we gonna vent, we gonna talk some shit, pardon the language, but we gonna keep it 100. That's just what it is. It's
On
just real
that
organic.
respect.
We just we some regular dudes, but at the same time, man, we got a lot of things in common with you as listeners and with each other. So we gonna jump into it. As y'all know, it is February 20th. It is All Star Sunday. So, it's been some All Star weekend festivities going on, man. So let's talk about Saturday. How'd y'all feel about it? Let's talk about Friday. How'd y'all feel about that? For me, Friday, the if you want to call it the celebrity all-star game was meh. Um, the rookie sophomore thing. I don't know. I couldn't get into it. I ain't gonna lie. I cut it off midway. I started watching Cobra Kai. So that's what I was doing. I was watching Cobra Kai on Netflix. But and the dunk contest, the Saturday night events really just wasn't as interesting for me. Really nothing to talk about with the dunk competition.
Yeah,
3-point
it was pretty
competition.
trash,
It was
bro.
cool, man. I'm gonna let y'all tell me how you feel. Shout out to the winners, Carl Anthony Towns, big man shooting the three, Obi Toppin, the dunk, dunk champ, Shout out to Cleveland, skills competition, doing it in their hometown, but nothing excited me. So y'all tell me how y'all feel about it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty trash, bro. I didn't watch any of it, man, and
So you
I
thought it was
don't feel like I
trash and you
missed.
ain't watch it?
Yeah, I mean, bro, even the highlights wasn't even all that, bro. Like, I mean, I don't even honestly, I don't even know what I did instead of watching it, but it was still better than that shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, so okay, like bringing it to the dunk contest, right? So I watched the dunk contest highlights this morning, and after watching the highlights, I'm glad I just watched the highlights because like it was a bunch of dunks we've all seen before. There's really nothing amazing. When it went to the finals, one of the dudes missed. He miffed or whiffed on the dunk. So like, what was there really to watch? And I got to catch all that in about 2 minutes versus having to have it spread out over 2 hours and wasted 2 hours of my life with that bullshit. So um that
Yeah, I
that
lost
I
2 hours.
think, man, this whole NBA season, I think what's happening right now, bro, is LeBron is entering the twilight of his career,
Hmm.
and there's no clear successor. And I think that the NBA is like, because even now, bro, like all the talk shows, the Skips and Shannons, the Stephen A, those types of shows, they're still talking about the Lakers, even though they're clearly not championship teams. Nobody's really talking about the Suns. Nobody's talking about Milwaukee really like that. It's all about the Lakers, even though they're trash. So, like, I feel like right now the league is in that place where there's a lot of talented stars out there. John Morant, that's one of my favorite young players. But everybody's still hanging on to King James. And I think that's right now kind of hurting the league. And it's just not that interesting.
Ooh, so Rod, please jump in and tell me how you felt about Saturday. But I want to hit on something you said, DC.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Saturday was. I mean, it was what it was. I don't really get excited for the events anymore. I don't go in with any expectation. But if it wows me, it wows me, right? That's really how I look at it. It's more of tradition than anything. You go into it like, it was what it was, or damn, that was good as hell. So last night it was what it was. I knew with the lineup, dunk contest, even though it has not been what it used to be, it's still the highlight of the weekend, right? It's still something you try to get excited about. So looking at the names that were in it, honestly, and I like Cole Anthony. I was like, bro, I didn't know he had hops, bro. Like, I'm like, this is probably not going to turn out good, which he does. I don't know if it was hops enough to do something spectacular in a dunk contest, right? Dunking in Tim's is something, hell, I used to do when I was younger. So, as a 20, 21-year-old kid or whatever he is, that's not that impressive to me. But again, it is what it is. So Jalen Green was probably the only person I knew had a little bit of bounce to him, and I wasn't impressed at all. I was kind of happy about that too, but we'll talk about that at a later date of why. But yeah, I'm not a Jalen Green type of guy anymore because he kind of dissed my city. But I was like, it was whatever, man. I could have done without it, and I'm not mad that I watched it, but I could have done without it if it wasn't on. I wouldn't really have missed it. It was cool seeing Cat win a 3-point contest too and kind of rep his mom. Like for those who don't know his story and how COVID took quite a bit of his family actually.
Yeah,
Um, it was dope to see him have a moment where he was able to prosper, and it was cool for the NBA to actually let him wear his chain because they have like a no jewelry policy that I
That
didn't
was
know
dope.
about. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
even know they had that, but yeah, it was dope for them to change that for him, knowing all that he's been through. So I think that was a highlight. Seeing young Cade Cunningham was a highlight. Friday, I usually forget about Friday events when it's All Star Weekend. So I think this was the first year I actually watched something, but that just because hell, the wife was out and I ain't have nothing else to do. So it was on. Um, so I have really nothing to say about Friday. Again, it was cool to see three Pistons in the Rising Stars. So that was more exciting to me than anything is knowing, damn, we got three young players that have the potential to grow together, man, and make something special. Granted, nobody gets traded in the next year or two, but that was the weekend for me. But I am excited to see the All-Star game because again, the last like 3 or 4 years, man, it's been fire, bro. I'm not gonna
That's a
even cap
fact.
on it.
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah. So DC, you was like, yo, and I agree with you. Everybody focusing on LeBron. He's at the twilight. End of the road is coming. And it's Rod. We had this conversation Thursday of last week. Who was gonna be the next face? And I said it's gonna be a three-headed dragon. It's gonna be like in the '80s when you guys think about like Bird and Magic, right? Of course, that was the two-headed, but I think it's gonna be three heads this time around. You won't have that one face that everybody looks at, and I believe that's gonna be Giannis, Ja Morant, and Luka Doncic. Those are my three heads leading the league in the next few years. I don't think it's gonna be that one guy. Probably won't be like that for a long time, man. But I want to know what y'all think about that because you hit on something with that LeBron.
I mean, there's always multiple faces, in my opinion. I think we touched on that a little bit. Like, yeah, Bron is overall the guy that you look at as being the top dog, and he's probably more outspoken than a lot of other players. So that puts him in the limelight. And obviously, like the name has carried weight since he was 16. So he's one of those guys that just was destined to be in that position. But you think about it, like even now, there was a stint where Steph was the face, or maybe it was the appearance of trying to make him the face. But he was considered up there. There was a time where a couple players were considered in that spot, including KD. There's arguably KD still in that limelight. He never hit that peak like LeBron hit, and I think that was only because he decided to go to Golden State and what they were doing prior to him. But I think,
And he gonna get you on Twitter, bro. You better chill out.
bro,
Yeah.
I don't
With the
care. Like,
burner.
I don't
With
care.
the burner account.
He'll get you, bro.
What he gonna say? What did I say that was wrong though? Right? Like I gave him his props.
100,
I said
100.
I said dog. Like he's even I told you last night. Like not to change the subject. We'll keep it in context. But like you said that uh, Dirk was the best big man shooter that you've ever
Ah,
seen.
yeah, yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, bro, like I'm like KD is the best big man shooter that I've ever seen. I know he doesn't classify himself as a big man, but bro, you like he's 7 foot. I know he refuses to say that, but bro, you 7 foot. You know what I mean? And he shoots damn near better than any guard that I've seen play outside of Wardell, Stephen Curry, bro. Like he is a monster offensively. Like he is
Yeah.
just one of the best offensive players I've ever seen. And I think that's why he was becoming that face. Like he was becoming the person that was going to. He's not that far from LeBron, like age wise. I know he's like what 15 years in, 14 years in, something like that.
Yeah, man. We forget that, man.
Yeah. So
We
he
we
he
do forget that.
he's not that far behind, but I think he just got a asterisk by his name when he went to Golden State from the public. Not taking away from his game, but that kind of took that face thing away, right? So I think moving forward, it's going to be that same type of thing where you're not going to have that one individual that just stands out unless Zion comes back and just becomes this absolute monster. I can see him taking it over, but I think it's going to be a combination, right? You'll have Ja in there, you'll have Luca, as you said, but there's no way Luca's going to be the face. They're not going to let someone that's not a true United States person be the true face of the league, I believe, just by themselves. So right now, the best player in the game, in my opinion, is Giannis, bro. And he could be up there as one of the faces because again, he's a likable guy, bro. He is a likable character. Like there's nothing that I can say about Giannis outside of sometimes I can't understand what he says that I can think of that's just wrong, right? Like when you look at him, his interviews, he's hilarious. He's respectful to the media. He is a likable person and he works hard, bro. Like every year his game gets better. So why wouldn't he be the face outside of just him not being like a true United?
American.
Yeah, like that's just how I feel. Maybe the NBA is changing, and maybe they will have a combo of Luca and Giannis and Ja or someone. But I think it will be difficult to just do someone that's completely foreign as the face by themselves.
So okay. So here's my thought, man. I think that Giannis is gonna be the face. I don't see Luca as the face, bro. I think once upon a time he was heading in that direction. I mean, he's on the cover of 2K, but I think he's gonna be like a Paul George. Now, what I
Mm,
mean
No
by that is,
way.
nah, nah.
No
What I mean
way.
by that is in terms of iconic status. So not so much skill. I think skill wise, he's better than Paul George, but in terms of like clout, So if you remember, Paul George was on 2K some time
mhm,
ago, and he was like, "Oh, he's next. He's a superstar." Woo, woo, woo. Now his play on the court is kind of what did it, but also, man, he just didn't have like that star power off the court, bro. And I'm gonna tell you, Ja got it. John
mhm,
Morant, he got
mhm,
that star power. Just like T said, Giannis is a likable guy, bro. I
mhm.
don't hear nobody say anything about Luca outside of, he's a walking triple double. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as far as like marketability, I don't see it. But you know who I do see as far as the three-headed monster? Um, Mello, Mello Ball.
Mm,
Bruh, that
mm,
dude,
Nah, he
like
not
he's
there
been,
yet, bro.
you
He
talk
not
about
there
yeah.
yet.
likable, and the kids gonna like him, and it's
Mhm.
only his second year, bruh. That to me, that's gonna be the three-headed monster. It's
You
gonna
got
be Lamelo, it's gonna be Ja, and it's gonna be Giannis.
you got something there, man. Another name you can watch out for, and I'm not saying that he's there now, but again, from a media and a just a personality standpoint,
You better not say Zion.
nah, nah, he hasn't. Yeah, Zion
You
hasn't done
better
enough
not.
yet. Yeah, he hasn't done enough. Anthony Edwards, man, like
Zion is Greg Oden to the
Anthony
same person.
Edwards. If you just watch his interviews, watch how he maneuvers through everything, like bro, he is a character, and I'm here for it. So I'm rooting for the
Shout
kid.
out Minnesota.
Yeah, yeah, I'm rooting for the kid, and he can ball, bro. Like he can ball. So if he takes the next level steps that I think he can take, he could be in that conversation. Like I don't know if he'll make it there, especially in a market like Minnesota, but we'll see. Right, time will tell. But I think that's a name to watch out for, just because of again that character, bro. Like it's something about having the media want to get to know more about you that puts you in that limelight. So I think
I
he has
feel you.
that too.
So if A Rod or anybody from the Timberwolves happens to listen to this episode, y'all better get Ant that bag. Y'all better get some talent around that dude. Yeah, I think between him and Carl Anthony Towns, yeah, they need some more talent. No shade to D'Lo out there, but they just need they gonna need some more star power. They need to attract people. So speaking of that, man, Sunday, all right, that's today. Our first episode, man. Like I said, on All Star Sunday, man. So who y'all running with? Y'all got Team LeBron, Team Durant. Who y'all picking? I'm gonna go with LeBron. I think it's just stacked. I just think it's just a
It's
stacked team.
Bron, bro. Bron is
I
the
think he
ultimate
has
GM.
he ever. I don't quote me on this, but I don't even know if he's lost an All Star game or not. I don't even know. But I know
I
he's
don't
won
believe
the
he has. I'm not
uh,
100% on that one.
he won the
But ever
past
since they
couple.
got to
I know
choose their
that.
own teams, I don't know that he's ever lost.
Yeah,
There.
yeah, we'll have to look that one up. But I'm going with Braun too, bro. Like his team is crazy, man. Like he got the better end of that situation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's the better. He's a GM, bro. You know, he's a player slash GM, so it's only natural he picks the best team.
Yeah, man. His
And
he's
that's
just
not
a
a diss,
different
by the
beast.
way. I know a lot of people. You know, he
Because you
gets
know
a
what
lot
they
of flack.
lean into that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know he gets a lot of flack, right, for
He picked the best
putting
teams, all
teams
right.
together and recruiting and this, that, and the third. But you know, do you not want players to move forward? Do you want players to shut up and dribble, or do you want
Hmm.
players to be empowered? And the thing about it is, he makes it look easy, but it ain't easy. The only other person who's done it somewhat successfully is Kevin Durant. But even
Hmm.
that, Kevin Durant literally joined a team that didn't really need him. So we
Yeah.
can't even say he built anything. What he tried to build, every time he's tried to build, it's failed. Look at
Yeah.
uh, look at the Brooklyn Nets. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? He got the team he wanted, and that shit blew up
Hmm.
quick. You know what I'm saying?
that's
So,
true.
and then
He did get
and
the
other
players he
players have
wanted.
tried too. You know, it's
Hmm.
not an easy thing. LeBron won 4 chips out of 10 tries, and
It's about
granted,
chemistry.
it'd be nice if he had a better record, but I would say every franchise outside of Boston and LA would kill for that finals record.
100%.
Just his record. Everybody would love it, including the Bulls. Because really,
100%.
outside of Jordan, the Bulls ain't did shit. They got lucky and got Jordan. But
Yeah.
like any other team outside of Boston or LA would kill for a record like LeBron's in the finals.
100%, man. He's a very unique individual in itself, right? Like if you listen to the stories just around the league and obviously from his closest friends like Melo and CP and those guys, like they say he just is good at everything, bro. They was like he's a specimen that no one has seen before because whatever he does, he's good at no matter what it is. And that's a unique talent, bro. Like there's a certain amount of hate that goes to him because of that. Because like, man, you're just so good. I hate you. And I can
Yeah.
attest that, I have that feeling towards some people too, like Tricky Nicky, Tease boy, man, Nick Saban. I can't stand him.
Oh, Tricky
Can't,
Nicky.
bro.
Roll Tide, roll, baby. Let's
Bro,
get it.
I
Let's
can't
get it.
stand him because he wins so much, man. Like, but that's a part of what comes with it. Like he gets a lot of hate, like you said, for being empowered and changing the game. I know Steph changed the way the game is played, but he changed the way the game is looked at from a player's perspective, man. Like I can choose my and
Right.
yeah, did he get it wrong with Russ this year? He did, right? But
Hmm.
I think most people would have said it would have worked, right? I think at the beginning of the
I
year,
thought it would have worked.
yeah, I had questions at the beginning of the year because just of the styles, right? Like how Braun plays versus how Russ plays seemed like it would be a clash because if you go back in history to most of the players that's joined LeBron, they don't play the same. They can't play the same that they played when they were on their own or with a different team where it was just two of them or something like that. Chris Bosh had to become damn near a
Chris
spot up
Bosh,
shooter, right?
Kevin Love.
Kevin Love had to become damn near a spot up shooter, but they had a little bit of a J. Russ has never been a spot up shooter, so that part concerned me. And Russ is not like he's not in his prime. He's definitely on the downside and I had questions going into it, like how are they going to make that work when both of them are so ball dominant, and they play very similar. Outside of Russ being having a motor like 100 times better than LeBron's, like he just was
Man, I love
out
that
here,
too.
yeah. But
Love it.
when you look at it, they play very similar. So I was curious on how it would work. I thought they would figure it out. I was wrong. I think everybody was wrong because they clearly have not figured it out, and it's not going to happen this year.
No.
Man. And I think you, speaking of choosing your own destiny, man. Well, I'm a segue into something, man, because I know we have some good conversations, and I know many of people who enjoy music 24/7. I mean, I love music, bro. I honestly can't function without it. It kind of gets me going in the morning, throughout the day. So imagine us going on a road trip. We all got our own vehicles. It don't matter if road trip, it's a vehicle, a plane, just you had 6 artists. I just want to know how y'all feel about music right now, man. If y'all had 6 artists to take with in their playlist, who y'all taking, man? Where you going with this, DC? Cause
So
I
you
heard
talking
you
about like
heard you
I
got a
got a
list.
playlist or
You got a
we talking about
playlist.
CDs?
It could be a CD, cause you can make a mix CD of one artist. But we are in this digital world, so if you just pulled that phone out, was like, man, this is my playlist of these 6 artists. Who you rolling with, bruh?
Well, so I don't know. See, I think about it more like CDs because then you're talking about,
Okay.
well, what's my favorite artist, right?
They were
But
like, man,
as
this.
far as
They gonna be like, yo, you
music,
old as
like for
hell,
that
bro.
road trip, I might have to say first off, number one, the absolute number one is AT Aliens Outcast. Bro, that's
Okay.
going no matter where I'm going. If I'm going to check the mail, I'm putting that Outcast on. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going cross country. So that's that. That's number one. The rest of them ain't in no particular order. But I gotta bring my man Nas Lost Tapes. But that's a special for that to be a project that wasn't really because it's really just a bunch of throwaways or stuff that got leaked and they just put it on one tape.
Okay.
But for something to be like not a true project or true album, that is amazing ass project, bro. Like the Nas Lost Tapes, like that's please, all right.
See, you a super Nas fan though, but I'm gonna let you keep going.
Oh yeah, super Nas fan, bro. But like also he dropped the arguably the first hip hop classic ever, in Illmatic. You know what I'm saying? First certified classic. But then you got so I'm gonna keep it in New York right now. Specifically, I'm gonna keep it in QB. Prodigy, bro. HNIC. I think HNIC dropped in like
Wow.
2001, maybe. Bro,
I remember that album.
the album is
I remember
special,
that.
and that joint is slept on, dog. Like a lot of people, like I don't even know if that album went gold. It might have went gold after all this time, but it was not like a huge album. But that shit was dope as fuck. Don't argue with me. So I'm definitely taking that with me, bro. I'm taking it. It's coming. Plus, I got to bring some Nip on there, bro. So I'm bringing Nipsey Hustle. Now, the question is, which Nipsey Hustle? Now, most
Yeah.
people probably gonna say
Victory lap,
uh,
right?
Mailbox Money, bro. Like
Ah,
honestly,
okay.
Mailbox Money. So
Okay.
Mailbox Money came out after Crenshaw. Y'all, anybody who knows me, bro, I'm a huge Nipsey fan, bro. I even got the prolific tattoo, man, in honor of his passing. And that Mailbox Money, though, to me was special, bro. Like, and I feel like Crenshaw came out because that was the $100 mixtape. Crenshaw came out and he really blew up off of that. But then when Mailbox Money came, I felt like it was kind of it wasn't it wasn't the huge release. It wasn't highly acclaimed like his other projects, but I thought that was like an amazing project. It's one of my favorite Nipsey Hussle albums, hands down. Um, I got to bring my man J Cole with me too. We gonna take it to North Carolina, Forest Hill Drive. That's a classic album, bro. If you on that road, you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
You on that
Okay.
road,
Okay.
bro.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying. That I mean, from start to finish. Now, number 6. This is tough, bro. I got 2 CDs. I got one that's going in the changer, and one that honorable mention. I'm gonna say that. So my man Wiz Khalifa, Cushion OJ, Cushion Orange Juice, bro. Like, yo, that shit is dope as hell, man. And the thing about this, when you talking about hip hop, man, is the music got to move you. Is Wiz the lyricist of the year? No. You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna drop some super thought provoking shit? No. But he drops dope ass music. You know what I'm saying? And what sometimes you gotta have a nice light vibe. You want to just float, and that's that right there. And I was kind of torn between him and my man Nipsey Hussle yet again. Victory Lap. Yes, I had to add that Victory Lap, but I'm torn. I'm like, do I want 2 Nipsey albums on there? Or I'll bring that Wiz with me instead. I don't even know. Ask me on a different day, I might give you a different answer. But that's what I got. I got Nipsey Hussle Victory Lap as my honorable mention. Um, man, that was a beautiful album, bro. And like, man, bro, like I feel like she as a hip hop fan, just strictly from a musical standpoint, I feel like we were robbed, man. We were robbed when he was gunned down uh at his out his own business, bro. Just even I mean, of course, obviously just to see a man, a father get killed. But from a hip hop standpoint,
For
musically,
sure.
uh
Yeah, I agree,
listen to
bro.
what Victory Lap was and like I'm a big fan. I understand Nipsey Hussle's process, bro. And like he was about to be putting out some special music, man. So I cherish everything that man done put out up to this point. Like honestly, when he passed, that hit me harder than Pac. Like Pac was great and all, but like I remember when Pac died, that was in '96. I was like maybe 14 years old. I mean, I knew who he was, but honestly, I wasn't into hip hop like that. You know what I'm saying? I knew the singles, I knew the videos, I knew the 106 in Park, but I just wasn't checking for the B sides like that. You know what I'm saying? And so by the time I came like a super hip hop nerd, hip hop head, it was Nip. Nip was my pop, honestly, man. So yeah, R.I.P. to Nip.
R.I.P. Nip.
Yeah, man. Man. Yeah, you really thought this one out, bro. Because I don't have individual albums, but I do got my six artists. So you thought you thought this thing out. You was like, man, I'm writing
Bruh,
down every
no
single
game.
thing to the T, the
Right.
release dates,
the
all of that.
Right.
And so, like,
credits, producer
yeah,
credit.
bro. Man, I ain't got that. Tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, mine wasn't like that either, but I got it in my head now, actually.
you
So
know what I'm
There
saying?
we go. Let's
I
go.
could I could tell you the 6 CDs that I'll take with me for sure.
Sheesh. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just put my six artists out because y'all just tripping. For or like one, bro. I already like man. Jay is running with me. Outcast is running with me. Ross is running with me. Drake is running with me, and Ti. Those are my six. I don't you see that's too hard, bro. You making me pick albums, and that's it's a fair point, like that you brought narrowed it down to albums, but that's just too hard for me to narrow it down to an album, man. Ugh.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
like I said,
if
yeah, that's
if
crazy.
if if,
No,
if you
nah.
said if you saying a 6 CD disc changer,
I'm
you have
making
no
mix CDs.
about to say
I'm
you
making
have no
six
choice,
mix.
bro.
I'm making six mix CDs, dog. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be all they bangers on there, but oh, yeah, that's tough, man. So, right, I mean, I guess you got a detailed list too. I'll
What
be
you
the
got,
asshole who
Rod?
didn't do the
I want to hear
homework.
this.
Then
I want to hear
I
this.
got the incomplete homework assignment. I'll take the
man.
L.
Yeah, I mean, it's still based off of the artists that I picked, but if we go on specific CDs, yeah, I can tell you which CDs I'm taking off rip. So first and
Near, near, near,
foremost,
near, near.
oh hell no.
I
Hey,
had to. I had
hey,
to.
hey, hey, M not making that trip with me, and I love him, love him.
He's
Represent,
staying home.
yeah, represent the hometown, but nah, he ain't coming on this trip. So I would say for me, like with DC, bro, Outcast. If we going Outcast specific, AT Aliens, bro. Like you already know
Hmm.
why. He already told you, right? So we agree on that.
So,
Yeah, we agree on that one. Um, Obviously my favorite artist of all time, Young Hove, is coming with me, and Blueprint, hands down. I can listen
Okay.
to that album. It don't matter how many times, it never gets old to me, and it's what 20 plus years old now. Hey, it still bang in my ear the first time, like the first time I heard it. So Blueprint coming with me. I'm bringing Wayne with me. And for Wayne, it's probably a shocker. Like you probably think I'm going to pick a different album, but for me, it's going to be the Carter 3, man. Something about that album
okay.
just
Oh
All right.
do it for me.
wow. Okay.
Hey,
All right.
and it was the first time he started venturing out with different producers, bro, which I liked about that. Right, it was
Oh,
not
yeah.
just the
We
Manny
had
sound.
Kanye, Babyface,
Swiss, he had a
Wiz,
gang of producers on there, man.
David Banner. They,
Yeah,
He
yeah,
had different
yeah.
producers on Carter too, as well, though.
he did, but he ventured. It seemed like he ventured out a
It
little bit
went more
more.
commercial
It,
though. It was more commercial
it
in
was
Carter
that,
3 was more commercial.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was his most commercial album. So I would take that with me. Um, That was three. So my fourth artist, obviously Drizzy. Drizzy is a little tougher to narrow down to one album because a lot of his stuff is actually
Oh
mixtape
man, come
type
on over
material.
here, bro. Come get an F. Just don't. Just
I
pick your
mean, nah,
artist.
man. Nah,
You
I
ain't-
got
you know what I'm
if I'm gonna pick one, shit, that's hard though.
saying? See,
Drake got so much, bro. So he would be interchangeable, right? We'll have multiple CDs, and if I had a big CD book like old school style, but if I'm gonna throw an album in there to ride to, it's probably gonna be Views to mellow things out for me. Um, Not my favorite Drake album, but I think that's one of the ones that I don't know for whatever reason it just mellows me out. So I'm gonna take
okay,
Views
okay.
for those moments I need to be mellow. Fifth artist, I'm going. We going back to NYC, and I'm gonna bring your boy with me, Nas. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
We gonna bring Nas with me, and I'm playing. It was written though. Like
I
Okay.
knew you was gonna say
Okay.
that.
you
I
know what I
knew you was gonna say that.
mean? So yeah, that's my joint. I'm a ride to it. And then my sixth album, and I know you probably thinking like this dude is just East Coast heavy. My sixth album, I gotta throw the king in there, Young Big, and Life After Death, bro. Like I know that's a
Yeah, you
double
cheating, bro.
CD, but
You cheating.
hey man, it is what it is, bro. Like again, that's before Jay, Big was my favorite artist. Jay took over for Big because Big unfortunately didn't make it to do more music for me, right? So Jay just kind of took that consistency and he took that spot eventually, but I got to take Life After Death with me.
All right. So what if you couldn't take both of the discs with you? Which disc
Well, that
are
ain't
you
fair, bro.
taking?
Nah, you can't
Life
do
ain't
that.
fair.
You
Life
can't
ain't fair though.
Who you
you
take
can't do
with you
that.
this?
Life ain't
Yeah,
fair.
they both. Hey, it's in this CD sleeve back to back. So they both coming with me. I can't just choose one.
I will say, man,
I
as
can hear
far
in
as
your
Drake,
voice that sound like that hurt it.
Yeah, yeah.
I will say, as far as Drake, if I had to take a Drake album, for me, it would be Take Care.
Take Care is
Take
a
Care
classic,
to
bro.
me is the best album
Hmm.
that Drake has ever put out. I didn't like Views though. You said you need something to mellow you
Views
out.
was
Views would put
dope,
me to
bro.
sleep. I would be asleep on the road pull on
Really?
the ditch
Views was dope.
upside
Views was
down
dope
because I
to
fell
me.
asleep at the wheel
Hey,
listening to that shit.
hey, true story. True
Nah,
story. True story. I did not like Views when it first dropped. I did not like it. I was like, this is trash. Like, throw it away. And my guy CJ will tell you, we used to be like, yo, Views is trash. And I just happened to keep listening to it more and more. And each time it just kept bringing me back for whatever reason.
all
So
day.
I like it, man. Like I said, it mellows me out. That's one of my chill albums. Take Care is his best album to me. I like a lot of his stuff, bro. I'm not gonna even lie, bro. I'm a Drake guy. And then I have an honorable mention too, if we talking specific CDs, because I'm just thinking back to my favorite, and I don't know how I'm gonna have to kick somebody off because the first I had Ye in mind because again, Ye is one of my favorite artists. And I got to kick something off for the college dropout. I don't know what it's going to be, but college dropout got to come with me.
Okay.
Mm.
I was wondering when you was
Mm.
gonna say yay, because I know you a big yay fan, so I was waiting on that. Another
Hey,
thing is Outcast. We both agree that Outcast is coming. Y'all
mm-hmm.
said AT Aliens.
Yeah,
Why not
Yeah.
Aquemini?
because it's AT aliens, bro.
ATLs is
Like,
I
better. That's
feel
why.
you. I mean, Aquemini is hard, bruh.
It
Aquemini is
is,
hard,
bro.
bruh.
But ATLiens,
Aquemini
dog.
is fire, bruh.
nah, it ain't
Like,
no better album than AT aliens out there that Outkast ever put out, in my humble opinion, bro. And I know Aquemini had the five
Second that.
mics and all that stuff.
I would say Aquemini is the closest. If
Uh,
I I believe that, bro. Out of all the albums that Outkast has put out, I believe Aquemini is. It's
I
AT
actually,
Aliens and Aquemini.
I don't
I
know, bro.
mean, you might have a deep rooted AT Alien fan that might say Southern Playalistic Cadillac music.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I like Southern Playalistic. I can't even say the shit right now. Southern Playalistic Cadillac funky music. There we go. I liked it. I liked it a lot, bro. Like there was, and that's taking me back to when my brother was playing it, and I was like, this is amazing, right? This was introducing me to Atlanta hip hop, basically. Before that, all I knew was JD, right? So when they came out with this different sound, I'm like, yo, this is dope. And when AT Aliens came out, though, like to this day,
You got it
t-
because the album cover.
not even that. Till this day, think about the track. Think about the
Yeah, she
track
was
list, though.
thick.
Everybody about
Yeah,
to start googling the
yeah,
album
oh
cover.
yeah.
Like, wait, what?
But
What's
think
AT
of
Aliens cover like?
think about the tracks that came off of that album, bro. We talking about Babylon. We talking about Elevators, which again to this day is probably one
Classic.
of the dopest tracks ever made to life, right? You talking
Yeah,
Yep.
about
mainstream.
yeah,
Jezebel.
yeah, bro. Like
AT Aliens, the cover
two
song, bro.
two
It's
dope
too much.
boys in a
The
catalog. Yeah, right.
Cadillac,
What?
Wheels of
ATL, right.
Steel.
Hootie
What?
Hoo. The original Hootie Hoo. You know, no
Yeah.
no disrespect to Pete.
Yeah,
But who hey.
The
Jagged
yeah.
It was
Edel, bro.
fire.
It's too much, bro. It's too much heat on that shit. It's too
Too
much heat on that
much.
album.
Too much, right? And it took me a minute to really like Aquemini. It took me a good minute to like it.
Really?
I
Oh
think
no,
it
man.
was
I
too
love it.
it was too advanced for my ears at the time. So it took me a minute. It took me a good minute to really understand, like,
Yeah.
because I was, and
Art of storytelling, school it on a bar B.
I don't know if you guys were huge Source fans in that time frame,
Oh yeah, man. That was like a
Oh
but
yeah.
thing in high
Hmm.
school. You kind of
Yeah.
almost you really listen to it like, oh, they said it ain't they said it was trash. I ain't gonna
yeah,
listen to it. That's how people
but
took the source, literally.
they gave it 5 mics, bro, and I was
Yeah.
like, what? What? Once I listened to it and really dove into it, I could understand. Because again, like I said, at that time, you got to think I was. When did that come out? Like
Ooh, that was
99,
99. Yeah,
99
No,
99.
ish.
AT Aliens. AT Aliens came out
No, no, we talking
'97.
about
No,
Aquemini.
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 Oh, Criminal. Okay.
Yeah, what? When was that? That was like
Yeah, it was
99 ish,
99. That
right?
was 99. Yeah.
So at that time, I'm like 16. My ears wasn't ready for that, bro. I'm like, when I heard um damn, why can't I think of the track? I you know what I'm talking about. The damn Jane.
Dang, dang, dang. Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun,
Spody
Yeah.
Odie,
It's
Dopalicious.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
that Spody how do you
yeah.
say it? Spody
S-
Odie
Spotty Oddy
Dopalicious?
Dopalicious,
That's
man.
what it
That's
was. No,
yeah,
Spody Odie
oh
Dopalicious. That's what it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when I listened to that, I was like, I can't get jiggy with this shit. And then
That's one of
as
got
my
I
favorite
got
older
songs
and
on the
it
older,
album.
came on. You
as I
said, this
got
is
older,
amazing.
yeah, as I got older, my ears started maturing a little bit to different sounds. I'm like, what am I hearing right now? This is
Amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, bro.
But again,
Yeah.
underground, I mean, underground, organized, I was about to call them the underground kings, bro. Organized noise, bro, they are amazing at what they do, man. Like just to hear the musicianship behind how they put into their production, like when you just go back and listen to it, I can only imagine if I smoke weed, like just the sounds I would hear if I went back and listened to it. You know what I
You heard
mean?
everything, the
Yeah.
acoustic, the snares, the hi-hats,
Yeah,
the
and you know what?
bass, everything.
When I listen to that, that's the feeling I get too when I listen to um late registration. I don't know if y'all remember though, like obviously when you talk about college dropout, it was a different sound. And Kanye came with late registration. If you just go back and listen to it, you can hear the strings, the harmonies. You like, duh, like you really put some music thought into this thing. Like I can damn near visualize what you were putting down, man. And that's organized noise,
What
bro.
was
Like,
on late registration? That had diamonds, right? With Jay. That was fire, by
yep,
the way.
yeah, it
Cause
did.
I
It
when I
did.
think about that song, you can literally hear everything: the
Yeah,
pianos, the
yeah.
bass. Like you really hear everything.
Oh yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, that was on late registration.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Touch the Sky. I know that was on
You
there. That
know, on
was
Mm,
that
fire.
album, they said he mixed it like 20 or 30 times. He mixed that album and he used like 5 different mixing boards. Like the man was such a perfectionist
mm-hmm.
and he wanted it to sound so sonically perfect
Mm-hmm.
that like he would put extra money because I mean if you mix something 20 some odd times, you're paying somebody to mix it 20 some odd times, whether you use that mix or not. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I'll say about Kanye, bro. That man is dedicated to his craft. You know what I'm
Hundred
saying?
percent.
Bro,
Did y'all watch the doc yet? The documentary on Netflix?
Part of
No,
it, I haven't
I
finished
ain't
it.
seen it yet. I have
Okay.
not watched it yet.
So yeah, we'll chop on that when y'all see it, man, because he's a different individual, and I respect the hell out of him. But
We got
you
homework
yeah, you start to really piece things together, and this is only like one episode of the doc, so I know there's two more to come. But we'll chop it up on that because you probably seen the tweets and everything of all these people saying they're inspired, but it ain't nothing that you haven't heard before because obviously he put it in a song on his very first album. When you listen to that, the very last track, and he talking about his journey, but to actually see it in person and see it actually being filmed and him playing songs for people and they legitly like, duh, they play All Falls Down to multiple execs and they just sitting there like, okay, like it's nothing. And that was one of his biggest hits when he first came out. So like that's just a snippet of it, but you'll see
Yeah, I seen
once you
that on
watch it.
YouTube, that little
Yeah,
snippet.
yeah. You'll understand like why it's important to bet on yourself. And I love stories like that where you can see it come to fruition, where people actually manifest their own destiny, basically, which in today's society, you need that. Not even in today's society, but when you think back to any part of society, you need to be able to have that type of muscle to manifest your own destiny and understand your own greatness, man. And
For sure.
that's why you respect people like that. Why you respect the LeBrons of the world. You just got to be able to believe in yourself and your talents, and it'll take you far.
That's right.
Man, that's what it is, bruh. I think, man, we done talked about what All Star Weekend. We gave our 2 cents on that. Or let's just say we gave 1 cent on it. Really wasn't too much to talk about for
Yeah.
All Star Weekend, man. So far, man, and obviously, I'm gonna take the F in this music thing because I'm picking artists. Y'all ain't finna make me pick no albums, bro. I'm gonna take the F. I'll just take what it is. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm
For real.
okay with that. I'm gonna die on that hill, man. So
I ain't mad at it.
what's DC, man, bro? What's as we gonna continue to roll this thing out, man. We're gonna have more episodes to come, bro. What's the biggest misconception of you, bro?
The biggest misconception. Hmm. Ooh, that's a tough one, bro. Uh,
I mean,
I
it's
don't know, man.
people
I
probably
don't
just don't
because I
like you,
mean
bro.
I think I'm pretty upfront. I'm pretty blunt about whatever it is that's on my mind at the time, and I don't know. I try to articulate myself in a way that you know whether you love it or hate it, there's no miscommunication as to what I meant. But I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I don't think I guess the biggest one is maybe people don't think I have. I guess maybe a lack of empathy. I mean, because I do have empathy about for people and things or what have you. But I'm also like you know a real a realist. You know what I'm saying? I have a realistic world view of things. I look at things at how they are versus how they should be. So, I guess a misconception is me and Derek don't give a fuck about nobody, but that's not the case. It's just like if somebody says like let's say you say, oh, yeah, I couldn't make it to work on time because my leg hurt or some shit like that. I'm like, well, I mean,
I'm
what?
about to fire you.
Yeah, well, maybe not five, but it's like, well, maybe that's not the good. That's not a good one. That's not a good. I can't think of a good analogy right now, but I will say like sometimes people we all start at a different starting line. I'll say that, like in life. You know what I'm saying? Some people are gonna have a head start. Some people are gonna have an advantage. Some people are gonna have disadvantages.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, you know, your life is still about choices, especially in America. In America, you can grow up in the projects and be a billionaire. Ask Jay Z. Now, does that mean that everybody from the project should expect to be billionaires? No. But what it is saying is that like you can be the master of your own destiny. You know what I'm saying? To the point to where if you were in the projects, for example, you can get out of the projects, and you can do it in a legal or legit way. So sometimes you might hear people say things like, "Oh, I'll give you an example. Here's a good thing of a misconception, right?" So I probably shouldn't be even telling this story, but I will. Just recently, I was on Facebook, right, and I saw somebody posted something along the lines of, y'all remember Scholastic books, those catalogs they used to come in school.
Absolutely, bruh. Let's
Yes,
You
talk
get like
about
the
it.
sir.
books for
Y-
like $3 and different things like that.
yes, sir.
So somebody put up a post basically saying that, yeah, I grew up and I was poor, and when they had those Scholastic books, I couldn't afford to get anything. They should just do away with that because it makes the poor kids feel like they're not good enough. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because they can't get books. Now, and I'm looking at this and I'm just like, what? Like you gonna get rid of this whole thing that millions of kids love, because I did too, because of a few that might,
I
I
hated
get
them,
it, it
but go ahead.
sucks, but you know what I'm saying, like, bro, you gonna look out. Basically, you're proposing that we put the needs of the few over the needs of the many, or the wants, really, because we're not even talking about needs, really. And then I'm going through the comments, and somebody says, "Yeah, my mom was great. She was a single parent, and growing up, she was a great mom, but we didn't have money for this kind of stuff." And me being an asshole, I commented. I said, "If your mom couldn't afford a $5 book, then she wasn't a great mom." And
Wait, wait, bruh.
Damn.
uh,
That,
Damn.
bruh, that's too far, bro. That's
is
too
it?
far,
But
bro.
is it though? Think
Yes,
about it. But think
but you
about
don't
it though.
know. I'm gonna let you
But
continue,
but
but you don't know everybody's circumstances, though, bro.
that's true. But this is the thing. I know people, right? And this is what I mean. But this is America, first off. And now we've all been to foreign countries. You know what I'm saying? I've been to third world countries. I've been to other first world countries. I've been in places where people are living in tin shacks with no shoes, living on in dirt, literally. You know what I'm saying? But nobody in America lives like that. You know what I'm saying? By that, unless it's by choice. But in America, like, bruh, no matter how bad off you are, you don't have to live in dirt unless you choose to live in dirt. And that's a fact. There's too many charities out here. There's welfare. There's churches. There's so many resources in America that there's no reason. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say this:
You
single
gaslighting a lot
mother
of
had it
people.
hard. I believe it, 100%. Empathize, sure I do. But bruh, have you ever came up $5 short for anything? Like, just think about that. Like, let's say your light's about to get cut off. Have you ever got your lights got cut off because you didn't have $5? No matter how down bad, no matter how bad your mama or your parents or whoever did your friends, did you ever have a friend come to school with no shoes on? You know what I'm saying? You might have not. You know what I'm saying? So like, what I mean is, and we're talking about a book also. Let's keep it a buck. We're not talking about a video game. We're not talking about a trip to the Disney World or something frivolous. We're talking of not a toy. We're talking about a book that is an educational tool meant to help you grow intellectually. That's what a book is. And you have enough money to get your kids to school some kind of way. You got money to get clothes some kind of way, but not $5, and really less than $5. Because this person, let's take it even deeper. He's talking about when he was a kid. We about the same age. That's the '90s. You can get a book for $1 on Scholastic. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me your mama, in all years you in elementary, couldn't come up with $2 for a book? I'm not saying she's a bad mom, but I'm not gonna give her a great mom award, bro. I can find $2 on the ground, bro. I can be in Food Lion at the checkout. I'm like, oh, I ain't got $2, and ask the person behind me for $2. They'll give it to me. And you mean to tell me that you got kids and your child wants a book and you can't come up with $2 as a mom? You're not a bad parent, but you're just not great either. I'm
Mm.
sorry.
So
And if you think about it,
I'm gonna push back on
everybody y'all know, I don't know, however you might have come up or some friends you come up, who the hell been $2 short?
I mean,
Nobody.
I don't know anybody personally been $2 short, but there's been people we just don't know, but we know this the fact that they've been short, bro. Like paying the electric bill, paying the gas bill, paying they rent.
$2
Um,
short?
$5 short, $2 short.
Nah,
Like
nah,
I
bro.
don't, we don't, we can't say no because we ain't walked everybody's path, bro. So that's why that's the only spot that I'm pushing back on because we can't say what's been short. Now I have not had no friends, no time from grade school to college that showed up with no shoes on. So I agree with you on that. Like you gonna have some flip flops. There might be some generic joints, whatever it is, right? It may not be the Nike, the J's, whatever. But I mean, I agree with you on that. Like you gonna have something on your feet. So I'm with you
But would you
on that
call that
aspect.
parent great though? Because I'm not saying again. I'm not saying
I'm not gonna
the
say she
person's
So
a
not
bad
good.
parent.
I'm not gonna say she not good though.
I didn't say
s-
good. No, 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 bro.
You
I never
said
said.
I
I
commented and
said
said she
great.
probably
There's
So
a
look,
big difference
I
between good
look,
and great, my
look,
guy.
look. I'm a chime
right.
in
Come
though,
on, bro.
but greatness is in the eye of the beholder. So if that child looks at
Mm.
that parent as being great, then that parent was great to that child. Like we can look at them and say, oh yeah, our parents had a better situation and they made it great for us. But we know parenting is, we're all parents on
Ain't
this
no book
call.
for it. Ain't no
it,
book for it.
it's not. So I don't know if there's a exact thing as a great parent in general, but at the end of the day, again, if that child thinks that their parent is great, then that's who it matters to, right? So we can outside looking in have our opinions, but ultimately it's up to the people in that household to determine who's the role model, who they look up to, and what they remember from their childhood. So that's why I would say regarding that specific topic.
Yeah, and I get
Hashtag
it's tough,
bars.
man, because it's really close to the heart, right? And I
It
get it.
it, it, it
Mhm.
is, bro.
It's close to the heart, but
Let's
objectively, I think that there are going to be some baseline metrics that we can apply to everybody. So what I mean is, and this is a very extreme example, but if there's people that have parents that do terrible things to them, that beat them,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and that child might say, "Oh, my parent's great." It's just sometimes he drinks, or sometimes she shoots up and beats me up, or this and the third. But that person's a great parent. Like we're all gonna look around like, I know that's what you're saying, but having an alcoholic dad that beats you up, or drug addicted mom who don't feed you dinner or whatever, that's not a great parent. Like I think we could objectively, even if the child says he has a great parent, it's like no, yeah, alcoholic dad is not a great parent.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And,
Like we could
and
objectively say that.
I agree, but at the same time, I don't think you'll have a person that's going to say they had a great parent if they're being abused, bro. Like
But
I
that does
haven't ran,
happen though. But
I
no, that's
haven't
a
ran
fact.
into it. I know people that's been abused. I know, people that have drug addictions and alcoholic parents, and they will tell you like, "Yo, my childhood was not great, bro. It was not that fun." But we're talking about, I can't even say a small pot. I don't know what the population of it will be, but I would guarantee you that majority of those individuals in those situations will tell you that their childhood was not great.
yeah. I
Oh, no
mean,
doubt at all. No,
DC,
no doubt at all.
you done
But but
gaslit so
the
many
but what
people
I'm saying
off
is,
that comment.
but what I'm saying is, let's say majority, right? So like I would say 80% of folks who grew up in that way would
Mhm,
recognize that their upbringing was detrimental. But
mhm,
there is definitely a 20% that's just what they see life is. You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
For
And
sure.
and to the point to where like sometimes the state has to step in and separate the child from the parent against the child's wishes because they want
Yeah.
to stay with the abusive parent. And so I'm not saying that this is a common thing, obviously, but what I'm trying, the bigger point is like when we're talking about, even and when it comes to raising someone's child, I think there's gonna be a lot of gray, obviously, because
Hmm.
there is no one size fits all thing, but there is gonna be some baseline criteria
For
that I
sure.
think that all parents are going to inertly have, that's greatness. And one of those things is coming up with $5 for anything. It could be a book, it could be a sandwich. We're talking about $5 or less for
For
something
sure.
that the child needs. A great parent is going to come up with it. You know what I'm saying? Granted,
For
does a
sure.
child absolutely need books from Scholastic Books? No, not necessarily. but I just can't think of a great somebody that I would categorize as a great parent
For sure.
that would not do something strange for $5 fucking for something for their child. Yeah.
Dog.
What? Now,
Hey,
bro,
man.
I don't know.
Hey,
Strange. I
yo.
don't know what you. I don't know what you can be considered to be strange. To hey, that speaks more about you than me.
Hey.
But hey, strange can be a lot of different things.
Hey.
Dog.
But
Okay, I'll wear that. I'll wear that. I'll take that.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
just think about it though. Like, if it
Dog.
was your child, right? we're all fathers.
You
What
do what
wouldn't
you
we do?
can, man.
What
You do
what
what you
For
wouldn't we
sure.
do?
can.
And if we was five
For
dollars
sure.
short for any reason, what wouldn't we do for
For
five
sure.
dollars?
Man,
For
so
sure.
I
OnlyFans, bro. It'll be out there quick, bro.
OnlyFans, bro. Turn up.
It'll be there
Man,
quick. I
turn
turn it
up,
on.
bro. It's
Yeah,
it's
I mean, even
crazy,
if you
man.
still in the book, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, when I say strange, it could be anything. You might, your child thirsty, you still the water. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I meant, not necessarily like that other shit y'all talking about. I don't know what y'all talking about, man. No, but but yeah, you know what I mean. That's all I'm saying is like, okay, when you're
Now he
talking
don't
about
know. He
greatness,
just gaslit
a great,
everybody talking about great moms. Now he don't know what we talking about.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, what I mean is, as a great parent, you're gonna sacrifice. And again, I'm not talking about sacrificing so your kid can go to Disney World. It's a pretty
Yeah,
big deal.
for sure.
But
For sure.
$3,
For
bro.
sure. For
No,
sure.
if you $3 short, you're not great at anything. You be
Gotcha.
good though. You're just not great. All right, that's me. So
Gotcha.
anyway, that's my
Man.
misconception. However, the listeners are hearing that. That's the
Woo.
biggest misconception.
I,
I
I,
knew you was gonna stand on your soapbox, bro. I
hey,
knew you was
Yeah.
gonna stand on your
I
soapbox.
was about to say I don't know if you dispelled that myth yet on that misconception.
Nope.
You
Nope.
might have
Probably
made it
not.
worse on that one, bro.
Nope.
Probably not.
I'm man, right, man. Well, so what's the biggest misconception about you, bro?
It's a lot of them, man. Honestly, like I'm just, it's the
And
thing
we
that
only on episode one, so we just
right.
unpack. We unpack one pair of socks out the suitcase.
The thing is though is I'm so mysterious, bro, that people don't know how to read me, and that's probably the toughest thing about me is I'm naturally introverted, and I think people two things, right? I think people think one that I'm shy because I'm introverted, which I'm not shy at all. Like really, I'm not. I just don't rock with a lot of people until I'm an onion, bro. You got to peel back those layers. So once you start peeling back those layers, you start to really see that I'm actually a pretty damn fun guy, bro. I'm a goofball at heart, bro. Like silly as ever. So I think people think I'm shy for one, and then on the flip side of that, people think I'm just some mean asshole. Again, I just don't rock with people. I watch from the sidelines, and then I interact when I need to interact. So I don't give people too much of me until I know it's real. You know what I mean? So it rubs people the wrong way sometimes, or it gives the impression that again that I'm shy or don't want to be bothered. Really, it's just I'm very observant. I watch from the sidelines, and when it's time to go, best believe, once you get me on your side, I'll run through a brick wall for you. But it takes a little bit of minute to get there because I gotta read you.
I feel you, bro. I would say with me, man. I pride myself being like this super cool dude.
The mayor.
Here you go. But at the same time, man, there's a lot of people where like I'm an extrovert person, but I have this introverted switch that I can flip on, and it depends on the timing of it all as well. With me, so it's timing. That's all life, right? Life is full of timing. So I could be like this reserved dude just in the back, just chilling, just because I just don't feel like putting no energy out there like that. Even though I come off as this energetic dude, talk to anybody in the room, whatever. But sometimes I just don't want it. Same thing with you, Rod. Sometimes I just want to sit back and just peep the scene. I don't do it as often as you would, Rod, but
Hmm.
that's just me. So sometimes people like, oh man, that dude was kind of like, ugh. And it's really just timing, man. But I think that's the biggest misconception to me. Or So people like, man, that dude's super cool. So I can try to get this over his head. And nah, I don't let shit fly like that. So
Hmm.
I get that a lot. Like, oh man, you super cool. Nah, bruh. It is what it is. It was said what it was said what was said, and that's just what where we gonna land at. So that would be me, man.
For
And
sure.
so DC, I want to vent, man, because you gaslit everybody about this good parent and misconception. But speaking of parents, right? Because we are all parents, man. And one of the things that irked me, man, the other day was I was at the grocery store. A parent, you know what I'm saying, with their kids out and about, walking down the aisle, man. And my man was just, I'm talking about we all used to bust a sad back in the day, but we grown, man. We got our grown man shit on. My man was just, I'm talking about pretty much the belt was at his hamstrings. I'm like, bro, you walking down the grocery store like with your little man, and like we looking like that. And of course, shout out to the melanin, because black don't crack, and I love it. I love being looking young, fly, and flashy, but at the same time, gee, bro, we got to keep it clean, man, especially for our kids. It just irked me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Thinking about it now, it's in the back of my. I can visually see it when I was walking down the aisle, like, bro, come on, bro. Like we got to be able to represent ourselves, especially being black men in the community. But now for our kids. So like that irked me, bro. I
Yeah.
that's my vent. I really wanted to get that off my chest because I was so bothered about it, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was bothered by. I think I
Uh,
sound like my parents. So pull your pants up and all this and who you represent, but man, it hit different, man. You know that I'm
mhm.
older and a parent, man, and I see another parent doing that. It's like, man,
Yeah.
come on. That's how I feel about it, man. Like we gotta I don't mind, how we dress or what we dress in, but how we dress. So I don't mind what we dress in, but how we dress, bro, it's different now.
Yeah. I think it's a lack of representation just overall, man. Like when I look back, and this kind of goes into my event session too.
Man, get it
It,
off your
it
chest,
it
bro.
it ties into a couple things. Like there's a couple things floating around on social media right now. One, it was, I don't know if you know who Jared Allen is, but Jared Allen plays for the
Shout out
Cavaliers.
center
Yes,
for the
sir.
Cavs, all
Yeah,
star.
All Star, right? Got a 5 year, $100 million contract, man. Divide that easily, that's 20 mil a year. So, he showed up to the All Star, one of the events. It was in a cool little comfortable outfit, man. Like it was a regular schmegler outfit, bro. Like something that I would probably wear myself.
All day,
And
bro. What do you had? Hoodie,
yeah,
jeans. I'm
and like
chilling.
and like some Vans or something, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, cool. You know what I mean? When I tell you Twitter, our people that look like us, are
Yep.
going nuts saying this is the lamest outfit. Why does he look like this? I'm like, bro, he makes 20 million a year. What? And
Number
he
one
even,
consumers. We
yeah,
are the number one
yeah,
consumers on this planet.
he even said it. They asked him about it in an interview. He said, "What did you want me to wear a $5,000 chain or something? Like, what do you want me to do?" I thought I looked pretty good, and that's all that matters. Like again, we have this, and it's not everyone, but we have this misconception that there's that word again, word of the day, right? We have this misconception
There it
that you
is.
have to look a certain type of way to have money. Another instance of this idiotic thinking is Soldier Boy. I don't even know what his real name is. Whatever. I wish I knew what his real name is because I call him that. But Soldier Boy, Big Draco, whatever his name is, gets on live or whatever social media platform he was on, pulls out the money stack. We know what Jay-Z said about the money stack, right? We don't call that money around here. So he gets on there and he's back on the whole Kanye tip or whatever. I don't know what they got going on, but he was like, Kanye, you broke. When you ever seen Kanye with a stack? And I'm like, wait, what? You can call Kanye a lot of things, hell of a lot of things, right? Broke, broke is
Broke
not
ain't
one
one
of them.
of
You know what I mean? So I'm like, because you have a stack of money and you've never seen a billionaire, by the way, he's worth billions with a stack of money holding out. like where's our priorities at? You know what I mean? And it just it drives me nuts to think that people think because I have money or I have to look like I have money in order to show you I have money. Where
Mhm.
really it's the opposite. You know what I mean? Like where I work, I've sat in rooms with billionaires. You know what I mean? Like billionaires. You walk down the street, you would never know they had as much money as they have. Like I'm talking
Facts.
like long money,
Facts.
wealth, and you would
Facts.
never tell that they have the amount of money. You would just look at them like, okay, like it's just a normal person. But that's how it should be, man. Steve Jobs, how much money did Steve Jobs have? God bless the dead.
A lot.
Wore the
Shout out.
same thing
Shout out 21
every
Savage.
day, right? The same thing, same black turtleneck, same blue jeans, same whatever shoes he had. I think they was Concords. They might have not Concords. What were they? The Pete Carroll specials. I don't even know what they call it right now. The dad shoes.
Pete
You know
Carroll.
what I mean? I think that's what he wore every single day.
The Monarchs,
The
not the
Monarchs. There we go.
Monarchs.
There we go. The Pete Carrolls, right? Like at the end of the day, I wish we could get that image out of our head that you have to be flashy and you have to wear the jewelry. And I just look at like some of the stuff these young cats buy. I'm like, bro, you wasting your money, man. Like
We
that
gotta
jewelry,
invest, man.
and yo, it goes back to what your boy Nip was saying. Like one of the things you tricking off money on liabilities versus assets. Why don't you just watch
Mm.
Earn Your Leisure podcast? Shout out to the Earn Your Leisure podcast. Why don't you learn about investments, learn about real estate, learn about something that's going to make your money work for you instead of sitting here worried about like how much jewelry the next person has on that they can prove they have money, but really they don't because that jewelry is not going to in most cases appreciate, right? It's going to depreciate in value over the years because of the customizations that you're doing with it. Yeah, you might be able to take the diamonds depending on how the clarity is and all that stuff and flip them back, but you're not going to get what you paid for it. You know what I mean? So
Nope.
we have to change that mindset. And it was irking the hell out of me that these two things happened on the same day. I'm like, what is going on and why are we like this? Like why is it to a point where this is even a topic of discussion? Like you mean to tell me because you never seen a person with a money stack, they broke and they lying about what Forbes has already proved? Like is a you think Forbes gonna go on the line and put this number out here and put their reputation on the line saying it's this and it's not true? No, it's not gonna happen. So like we got to get it together, man. And that's where I go back to the representation. It's like who's going to be our leaders that change that stereotype? And Jay's trying to do it, right? Jay's grown up. Jay's changed the narrative a little bit. You see Ye doing a couple of different things with not wearing jewelry and all that. Like I guess it just takes getting older. But I don't know. Soldier Boy ain't no young dudes no more. He gotta be shit close to 30 if he not in his 30s. Grow up, bro.
Yeah, bro. He 31.
Yeah, like grow up.
30,
Like
31. He in there. He in there though. He in there. He's in there for sure, man.
yeah. So that's my soapbox, bro.
All right, bro. Don't punch the wall though, man.
All right, man.
You don't punch the wall.
Don't punch the
You know, don't
wall,
let don't
dog.
let don't let Big Draco get on
It
your guy,
uh,
yay.
it drives me. It ain't even
I
about
feel you though.
it ain't even about
It's
being
the
yay, man.
principle. It's
It's
the
it's
principle.
yeah, it's what
Principalities.
that's it, bro. It's what it
Shout out Big
represents,
Worm.
man. It's what it represents.
Yeah.
Like it's the reason why people look at our culture and laugh at us. Like people with real money, real wealth, real things that they have going on where their money is working for them. It's why they laugh when entertainers come through with their little bit of money or whatever and blow it on this crazy stuff and try to keep up this image. Like it just drives me nuts, man. Like I don't know.
I
That's
feel
it,
you,
bro.
bro.
Let me get off of this soapbox, boy. I did start smacking people, being here like being
Punching
here like
puppies,
Cuba.
slapping babies,
Right.
all of that.
I was about to say I'm feeling like Cuba Gooden and
That
and
boy
Boys
said,
in the Hood when he came in the house, man.
Punching air.
Just
Man, don't be a
swinging it in.
menace. Punching them babies. Let's get it. DC, man, how you feel, bro? I mean, you ain't got a vent today. Like I said, I just felt like venting.
Yeah.
You may need the vent next time. You might be handy, handy dandy, feeling great.
I mean, I think I got my vent in earlier, man. As far as how
Like,
we
Oh yeah,
measure greatness, you know.
yeah.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh
my thing
yeah,
is,
that was
there's gotta be a bar, man, and
yeah, bruh. No one's gonna listen to
it's
us
okay. I
ever
mean, not
again now.
everybody has. My thing is, look, not everybody has a great parent. I mean, like there's, it sucks, that's just the life. That's just life,
So
man.
much for
Everybody,
episode 2. Nobody's
you
listening
know,
to us no more, bro.
yeah, man. It's just like even like how like if somebody like if you ask a woman to rate themselves, every woman's gonna rate themselves a 10. Bro, that's bullshit. Like everybody's a 10. Come on. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to hear that. Oh, well, in my mind, I'm a 10.
Mm,
No. Like that's not how the real world works. So like
mm.
I'm living in the real
Hey,
world.
hey, keep that same energy when we have some female guests down the road. I want to hear that.
All
Keep that
right.
same energy.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, just to like that goes for guys too. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We not all tens. Like we not all kings. You know, like bruh, like everybody can't be at the top of the mountain. It's just
So,
if that's what it was, then it wouldn't be the top of the mountain. It would just it'd
mm,
be like everything else. So,
I'm with you, bro.
but yeah, man, yeah, that's it. I got plenty more, man. I'll save it.
Man, I mean, you've been saving it. You've been going off crazy, man. But like I said, this brain trust, Rod, man. Do you got you want to leave a a motivational line for us and anybody listening to get through the rest of their day, week, month, year before we hang this thing up, bro?
For sure, man. For sure. Put me on the spot, but yeah, we'll
All
go
day,
for it.
all day.
Yeah, yeah, man.
That's what I
So
do.
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, again, at the end of the day, man, like our main goal is to figure out our purpose and go out and be significant to someone else, man. Like there's a lot of people that says go out and be successful, right? But what does success mean if it's not of significance to yourself and to those around you? Like
Mhm.
iron sharpen iron. So go out and be significant for someone. Go out and lift someone up. Hell, just go out and give somebody a smile, man. You never know how it will enhance their day. And at the end of the day, like just try to live in your purpose, and I guarantee you the results will be amazing if you strive to do that every day. And let's get 1% better each day. We'll get there.
Man, that's 100, bro. Love that right there, bro. So man, we gonna hang this thing up, man. DC, Rob, man. Love y'all boys. And everybody listening, man. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get left, you don't get right. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Let's get right.
Gang, let's go.